Hello and welcome. India's largest bank, the State Bank of India, has reported its second quarter numbers. And joining me now is the chairman of the bank, Dinesh Kumar Khara. Welcome, sir. Solid numbers on all fronts, really. And uh, the take us through some of the key highlights of the numbers that you have declared.
Thank you very much, Siddharthji, first of all, for having me on your channel. Well, of course, we are pleased to announce our quarterly net profit of 14,330 crores. This is up by to the extent of 8% on a YOY basis. The reason for this kind of a result is the impact of the increase in advances, which we have seen growth of almost uniformly based out of retail, SME, agriculture, and also even in terms of corporate also, and the international book. We have seen the corporate book has grown to the extent of about 6%, but when it comes to our retail, we have seen 15 to 20% growth in retail, SME, and agriculture book, and even international book has seen growth of about 8%. So I think that is one of the major reason. And apart from that, we have also seen our yield on advances going up on a year-on-year basis. This is something which is very important. Apart from that, when it comes to our loan book, the quality of the loan book is excellent. Our gross NPA ratio is at 2.55% and our net NPA ratio is 0.70%, and with the credit cost at 0.22%. These are some of the contributing reasons, and we have seen a reasonable growth in terms of our non-interest income also, be it loan processing charges, be it cross-selling. We have seen growth everywhere. So these are the reasons why we have seen much better results. And of course, thanks to the loan book, we don't have aging provisions, and also when it comes to our slippages ratios also, it has come down significantly as compared to the previous quarter. It is just about 3,800 odd crores, and out of that also about 1,200 crore we have recovered in the after the 31st of October in this intervening period, after 30th September in the intervening period. So that is the reason why we have seen these kind of results.
Mr. Khara, given that such a large bank as yours has shown such all-round performance, do you expect that to continue in the rest of the year? Because there are some concerns about stress and slowdown in certain sectors.
I don't envisage any kind of a challenge for us to grow, and also when it comes to the quality of the book also, uh, mm, the kind of mechanisms which we have put in place in terms of underwriting, in terms of sourcing of application, underwriting, control and follow-up, that gives me the confidence that we should be in a position to maintain the kind of results which we have demonstrated in the past.
What about deposit growth? You know, SBI has grown its deposits by 11%, and that's better than overall system growth.
Now, deposit growth, we have seen a situation where uh, we have a scenario where our current account has grown, our term deposit has grown. So we have what I said. It is essentially what we are observing is that during the inflationary conditions, there is a tendency of the customers to move towards the higher yielding products, and that is very natural, and that is one of the reasons why our savings account deposits may not have grown at that kind of pace. But nevertheless, our effort in terms of scaling up our capability for handling transaction across the country has helped us in improving our current account growth. And I would say that when it comes to the CASA ratio, practically all our competitors have lost it in a very significant manner, as high as about 600 to 700 basis point. As compared to that, our CASA ratio has come down by only about 275 basis point, and we could arrest this kind of fall essentially because we had significantly scaled up our ability to raise the current accounts across the potential markets in the country.
Mr. Khara, the RBI governor recently, sounded a bit of a warning as far as personal loans are concerned, the unsecured part. Is that a concern according to you?
See, for us, we have got a 3.2 trillion worth of book, which is essentially unsecured personal. But we are lending to only those who are our ETBs, existing to business customers, and also they are very well rated government sector, paramilitary, state governments, public sector entities. So all that is comprising to the extent of 94% of our book. The remaining 6% of the book is essentially to the well-rated corporates who are like the blue chip in the country, and we don't envisage any challenge as far as the unsecured book which has been extended to the employees of such entities. So, of course, what RBI governor says perhaps hold good for many other entities who are getting into the new to business and who are actually going down the credit scores when it comes to their target customers. But for us, we have a very elaborate structure in place, and also our customer selection is right. That is the reason why we feel comfortable. And incidentally, in this book, our gross NPA is 0.69. So that is a reflection of the quality of book which we have underwritten.
How is the interest rate scenario likely to play out over the remaining two quarters?
Though RBI governor has very clearly indicated that it is not an effort to stay range bound as far as the inflation is concerned, he has very clearly indicated that the effort, our target is to bring it down to 4%. But nevertheless, what I observe is that considering the kind of attraction which you have seen for inflation, and we should be in a position to, I expect that the interest rate should remain at the same level. High for longer is something which is expected, but I don't expect the kind of any increase. But yes, of course, expect it to be a little high for some more time to go.
One final question. We are seeing higher bond yields, including in the United States, and obviously there's a impact here as well. Is there any impact you foresee on account of that, especially as far as treasury income is concerned?
Yeah, normally it impacts our treasury book, and since we have got our treasury book as high as about 17 trillions, but we very closely manage that treasury book and try to see that the MTM impact should be minimized. So, but what I observe is that the bond dealers are of course very sensitive towards various development across the globe. But I would say that still the kind of flows which we get to see, and also with the inclusion of the bond in the JP Morgan Global Bond Index, will also probably help us in terms of softening the yields in the days to come, because with the increased market, that will probably help us in softening the yields, and the softening yields always works well in terms of the MTM gain which we can have. So that's how I really look at it as far as the impact on the bond paper is concerned, or the government yields are concerned.
One final point before I let you go. You recently raised around 10,000 crore via Tier 2 bonds, and you had a plan of more fundraising. Does that remain on track? Can you give us any update?
Yeah, absolutely. We will be raising our Tier 1 also. As far as the Tier 2 and also the infrastructure bond is concerned, we could raise them at very fine spread, and we are quite conscious in terms of the cost at which we would like to raise these papers. And we are inclined to, we have already raised about 3,300 crore of 81 also. Maybe in the remaining part of the current year, we'll be raising the remaining left out portion of the 81 also. in the current financial year.
All right, Mr. Khara, thank you very much for your time with us today. Viewers, that is Dinesh Kumar Khara, the leader of the State Bank of India, a bank that continues with its turnaround story as the largest lender in India. If you've been, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with more. Do stay tuned in.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.